I'll probably get slaughtered for this. But if I'm being really honest, I didn't think we played that bad yesterday. Certainly better than I was expecting considering the lineup. I kind of thought, this seems a bit of a risky lineup. Seems a bit, I don't know, a bit soft. And I was a bit concerned about it, like most people were. Winks as the captain, and no Hugo, no Toby, no Yang, and of course then you've got no Harry, you've got no Sonny. And you're kind of looking at it, thinking, not a great lineup. And let's not forget, we're playing Wolves, right? And I don't care who you are, I don't care what your opinion is, but for me, Wolves are a really good side and really absolutely deserve to be where they are. And I think they showed that. I think they showed that yesterday. So, okay, I'm going to get called out that Jose made the wrong choice and so on and so forth. So, I mean, I've read all the social media stuff, and everybody from Levy down to the kit man have been called out as being not good enough and crap and all the rest of it. I guess, you get an awful lot of knee-jerk reaction, always. But if you was a neutral watching that game, you'd have said it was a really good game, end-to-end, lots of good passing. I mean, I felt that at some points our passing was really good. We held the ball well, we were some really swift passing. But Wolves defended resolutely. They were good, they were well organised, and they were fantastic on the counter. And they just ripped us apart. They just ripped us apart on the counter. And when you're pushing and pushing and pushing like we were, you get called out. You're always going to have individual errors. And let's not pretend that Davinson Sanchez or Japhet Tanganga are the finished article. They aren't. But I felt that Tanganga had a decent game. I thought he played really well. I thought Sanchez had a decent game. Yes, there's some mistakes in there. Yes, there's some cock-ups. There was a time when Dyer and Sanchez went for the same ball together. And, for me, I wrote on a WhatsApp group, it was like watching the Chuckle Brothers, But overall, I didn't think they had a particularly bad game. There was lots of huff and puff. There was lots of endeavour. I felt that our passion to try to win the game was more in there, and there was a lot more effort than there has been, certainly in some other games that I've watched us play. And I kind of felt to myself, okay, we're getting there, we're getting somewhere. Even Aurier, as much as I've called him out, very few mistakes yesterday. He wasn't jumping in like he normally does. Kept on his feet. He was pushing up well. Couple of really good crosses. Some poor ones as well, but couple of really good ones. And a great goal as well, which he really enjoyed and really deserved. And had it not been for Delhi not connecting with that header, I think, we could have put the game out of sight, fairly early. But then, swift counter, really difficult to handle Traore. I felt he played really, really well. For me, I guess, if anything, I would say Davis, probably not my preferred choice out on the left there. If anything, I'd have probably had him inside of the three and put Tanganga out on the left there to battle rather than the other way that it was, But overall, I didn't think they played too bad, and I think you have to give credit to Wolves, who kept at it, kept playing. And kept going, and ultimately, nicked that goal that sealed our fate. So yeah, is it disappointing? Yeah, of course it is. Does it write our season off? Not yet. It's getting there, but not yet. We still got stuff to play for. We've still got opportunity, And it just, for me, it just goes to prove that the Premier League, anyone can beat anyone. You've only got to look at the result for Liverpool, losing 3-0 to Watford. No one predicted that. No one predicted that at all. So for Watford to nick that and to beat them in the manner they did, for me, just shows that, you can't take anything for granted. You can't just turn around and say, we're the bigger club, therefore we deserve to win. It just don't work like that. And when you consider the amount of big time players you've got out, I felt we made a decent account of ourselves. And for me, a draw would have been probably a fairer result. I'd have been disappointed with it, but I'd have been happier with a draw based on that performance from ours. A couple of shouts for a penalty. Bit weak in my opinion, but I've seen them given, funny enough. So you kind of go, well, there you go. So was I disappointed yesterday? Absolutely, but as I keep saying, what can you do? You can't change your allegiance, and we can moan as much as we like about Levy, and I'm going to get slaughtered again. You can moan as much as you like about Levy not spending money or not buying players and all the rest of it. But there has been significant investment in this squad, in a squad that needs refreshing and needs changing. Pochettino called that out. There has been investment, but then we've had some injuries. Should we have bought a striker? Probably. But do they want to get caught up with someone they don't really want longer term? Possibly. Have they got a longer term plan? Hopefully. But this season is one of those. It's going to be one of those that you're kind of going to have to write off. Would I be surprised if we didn't nick a bit of silverware this season? No, I wouldn't be surprised. But then I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't go out of these last two competitions in the next couple of weeks. So it is what it is. But ultimately, we still need to turn up. We're still going to watch the team. We're still going to support the team. And we'll probably still moan about the performances. But personally, I didn't think there was too much to moan about in terms of performance yesterday. In terms of substitutions, I think it would have made sense for Jose to make some of them substitutions a bit earlier than he did. So that's a bit of a call out for me. I think, why leave it so late? But he gets paid the £15 million a year, I don't. So I think, we have to judge him, A, at the end of the season, B, at the end of the summer transfer window, and C, at the end of next season. Because I think he'll get that. And all these guys saying, we should never let Pochettino go, and don't know why Levy got rid of him and brought Jose in and all that. He brought Jose in because he's proven. End of. And he's always wanted him as a manager. So I've got no doubt that he will back him in the summer. I really do feel that he will. But I'm there to be proved wrong. So, we'll see. We'll see. Keep your chin up, guys. It's not the end of the world. It's another game gone. We play again Wednesday. Let's hope that Wednesday brings a better result and we move on to the next game. And hopefully I'll see you all soon. Up the Spurs.